Alright guys, this is Dave from One Photo Daily. Today we're going to do some HDR photography. I have my camera set up right now. I just framed the shot, and I'm going to show you from the beginning to the end the whole process on how to capture an HDR photograph. The reason why I want to do this is to show you when you should and should not take an HDR photograph. So the first thing to really consider is the dynamic range in the image. Right now, for example, you cannot see the sky and the details above me. It's just sort of blown out to white. When you take an HDR photograph, you should really think about the shadows and the highlights in your image. If there's a wide dynamic range, too much light, dark shadows, you should definitely take an HDR photo. That way you can capture all the levels. First thing I want to do is start off about the gear and what you're going to need for taking an HDR shot. First thing is the most important. You need a tripod. This is a guaranteed must. You have to line up your shots because what you're going to do is you're going to take multiple exposures with your camera. So you have to make sure that every single shot is exactly in the same place. All right? With the camera settings, there's going to be a few important features you're going to have to use. One is the aperture priority mode. You're going to put it in aperture priority and keep it there at the aperture. All right? Next thing, after you set your exposure with the aperture priority, you're going to have to switch your camera to manual focus after you've locked in your focus. All right? Then you're going to have to take 3-5 shots, all at different levels. What you need is a bracketing feature on your camera. If you don't have that though, that's still okay. What I'm going to show you here is the interval timer that my camera has. So you have to go in here, select the number of shots that you want to take. Here you can see this one indicates that it's going to be one capture, one shutter press, for example, of my camera. Here shows that it's going to take 5 pictures when it starts. Okay? So I hit OK, and I can just click here, Start. And you have to make sure that you have the bracketing on your camera selected. And for the bracketing, it's going to be, every shot for me is going to be 2 stops of light. You can change that to 1 stop of light, or you can change it to half stops, whichever you like and whichever your camera can do. So here we go, I'm going to start it. And here's the long one. All right, so what just happened is it shot 5 shots, and I'm going to show you here what it's going to look like. So we have really bright exposure. This is just to capture the highlights here. And then as we go down, you're going to see it getting dark. And here's the darkest exposure. So as you can see here, the clouds and the sky have great detail. And here is just the right average shot. So this is the middle shot. This is the shot that I start with. And dark, brighter, brighter, brightest. And later on, we will bring this into Photoshop and show you how it's going to work. I'm going to show you now, if you don't have a fancy bracketing system, that's all right. You don't need it. I'm going to show you how to do it just with simple manual procedures. Okay, so first thing, like we said, we're on aperture priority mode. So what you have to do then is just manually take each shot, which isn't so bad. So the things that you're going to have to do are check the exposure compensation. And you're basically going to start from the bottom. So here I'm just switching it to -5. Take a shot, switch it, maybe I'll go to -4, take a shot, 3, 2, 1, then go to +1, +2, +3, +4, and 5 if you have to. You don't always have to go the entire range. Every shot is different, and depending on how much dynamic range you have in your shot, from the brightest brights to lowest lows, that's how many exposures you should take. Yeah, things to keep in mind. We're going to go into Photoshop now, and I'm going to show you how to put it all together and tone map.